evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. You are tuned in for yet another week full of entertainment by me, your girl, Robin Kirsty. You're watching Logan, and we have so much excitement for you, so much entertainment. So make sure you don't touch that dial because you're watching Logan.
Love how you a move. I do your thing and just get me on the move. Yeah. When you approve, I see you walking by. I see you flossing high. And you make me have to see you and say, girl.
We're bringing you a designer, Salome Katongole, who is Ugandan, based in the US, and she makes a lot of nice clothes inspired by a lot of Kitenji, a lot of Kikoi. You know, I just like how designers these days are, you know, embracing fashion and embracing the local garments and the local fabrics and joining it together, forming an urban feel, you know.
Public or me private room. Me want you try out for my zip soon. Me want you continue. Don't go you are going me all a plan for you. Later on we gonna grand little.
Salome Katongole, who is a biologist but very passionate in fashion, has twisted out to be a fashion designer. The journey started early in 2008 in London, where she interned for a very well-known fashion designer. In 2009, Salome graduated with a degree in fashion design from Los Angeles. Her talents continued to blossom and grew to the creation of her own self-named label. She specializes in ready-to-wear and customized women's clothing. Salome's mission is to make the high-quality garments using unique and exquisite fabrics. She merges tradition and Western style to create modernized garments.
We sat down and had a little one-on-one just to see where she started, what inspires her, and we actually visited the store where her collection is put, and that is at the Bold Stores at Chisementi. The store has a lot of beautiful clothes. This is Salome Katongole up close and personal. All right, guys, welcome to Bold Store. Right now, I'm standing next to a beautiful designer. She's based in the US, however, does her clothes and sends them here in Uganda. And the collection is right here in the Bold Store. This is Salome Katongole. How are you doing, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to see you. Who is Salome Katongole? Where you born and where you based right now?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was born in Uganda, in Mukono.
Okay.
So, and I went to the States at a young age. I was raised there. As far as like fashion, I started my work in 2009. Prior to that, I worked a lot in retail. That sort of geared my intuition and inquiring about construction. So I was very curious about construction. That what really drove me to start really looking into how people make things, how to construct a garment, looking into fabrics. So I started from there. Then I did my internship in London.
Okay.
With a bridal evening couture designer, Yemi Kusiba.
Okay.
Osunkoya, actually. His label is Kusiba. Upon my return to the States, then I decided to go and do my second degree, my master's in fashion design.
Okay.
So right after that, it was recession time, so I decided to take it upon myself and just start my own company. Most of the pieces are pretty much, I would say I'm inspired by a lot of things, but it's mostly because I want to wear that. So then I decide I go on and make it.
Yeah, true. Like you said, you kind of did retail for a bit. Was it in clothes store?
Yeah, I was in the clothing store, department stores.
Department stores,
mostly in the styling department. So I've always loved fashion from a young age. My father inspired me with that, my mother. So I grew up with that sense of always wanting to be dressed up and getting the best things. So after, you know, you look at big designers in these department stores. So I was just curious, how do they do this? How do they make this? I can do the same.
Looking at different designers, you know, here in Uganda, especially when you see designers from like US and Uganda and they have a Ugandan or an African descent, we always tend to, you know, be inspired by different things from our country or what we see. And I've been looking like, I'm sure this is your piece, and I can tell this is very Ugandan inspired. So, which leads me to, you know, your main inspirations when you're making your clothes, because you do have the different kind of fabric. and then you mix it with the African. So, you know, where does that all come from, and why do you decide that you want to, you know, kind of add a twist with the African?
I like to work with all kinds of fabric. So, but mainly Kitenji, because I mean, they're colorful, they're bright, you know, they're beautiful.
Yes.
My main one is Kikoi. I love Kikoi.
Oh yes, I've seen a lot of that in your design.
I mean, initially starting to work with it, I just hated the fact that it was always used under the garment. See, it was almost like an undergarment. I said, oh, it's such beautiful fabric. Why are we wasting it? So I started just making pieces with that. As far as like the style, let's say for instance, what I'm wearing, this is just, I sew a basket. It was weaved. So I really just took a photo of that and I said, okay, I can just apply it. I could just do an application to that. So I'll do that, apply it to a sleeve or anything. I've looked at Busutis. I really love the sleeves.
So I kind of showed a padded looking thing.
What here? I mean, at some point, everybody was calling it whatever, Lady Gaga.
I
but
know,
really, I was like, that is Busuti right there. You know? So I took that and took a piece of that. I made some pieces. Actually, I did a collection that mainly was all about the sleeves and the cut, the square line. And then the western part of the country, they do, you know, the Grecian, you know, the one shoulder. So all of those, I just take different elements from different traditional. So I pick those elements and apply them so I can blend traditional and western culture at the same time.
So which fashion shows have you done recently or past year or this year?
In Uganda?
Yes.
So mainly I've only done 2 shows here so far in Uganda. The other ones are all outside the country.
We're going to show you some of the pieces that she has and maybe see her wearing another kind of piece that she's made. Solomon, you've changed into another piece. What is the inspiration behind this dress?
This one is more for those that like to be relaxed and feel free. The neckline, pretty much, I don't wear a lot of jewelry, so that's pretty much, I did it for that purpose. Once you have all of this, then you don't really have to add much else. You put on your shoes and your purse and you're ready to go.
I've seen a dress that I really liked. This dress right here. I love it. I just love it because of the cuts on the side here. I don't know. I feel like even if you have big boobs, this can kind of hide the side and then just
freestyle pockets, very girly, flirty, the sweetheart neckline. So it can be girls' night out because it's quite short. So girls' night out, for any occasion, even a dinner. It's
cocktail party.
It's
even
pretty to work. You can
it's
throw
smart.
in a blazer.
It's smart, but then at the same time, if you don't cover the top, then you can take it out there. So to me, this is what really looked out to me. And out of these, which one is your favorite piece? I mean, there are many of them.
I love everything. They're all my babies.
I'm sure they are.
Okay,
let me look at the blazers, because the blazers, I really love blazers.
The crop
By
jackets.
far, this is my favorite one. Crop jacket, you know.
So I played around with this, you know, use the silk on the outside and then the Kitenji, line it with that. And you have the option, whether when you're wearing it, close it off here. That gives you a different style. Or open it. That's a different style. Or you can just crisscross and close it off. So, it's kind of a 3-piece in one.
That was Salome Katongole for you. She's a Ugandan designer based in the US, and you know, just find out more about her. And if you like her clothes, this is the Bold store. She has a collection here. She has clothes here, so just make sure you pass through. And you know, we'll see you next time on our fashion segment here on Login. Keep it locked. You are watching Login, so make sure you don't go anywhere as we take a quick break.